Howdy, everybody. I just wanted to give another update on these cosmic shifts. So it was very interesting. Yesterday, I had like not a date, but I hung out with a friend, and it was interesting because out of all things that were possible on the date, what were we doing? Watching how the universe, all the things in the universe that humans would have never known, like how stars are equivalent of like 12,000 atomic bombs, and so a lot of times I'm like, how would they know all this stuff? Like, do you like, how we haven't touched a star, we haven't been there, we don't have real photos, so it's just quite fascinating, like how when I hear the Matrix, I hear people talk about the Matrix, they really think that it's like a physical computer that has like blocked us all in, and there's these grids, these lines and stuff. No, like when we're talking about grids and lines, let's say like we're on the freeway, like I am on the freeway, and each car going straight is literally creating a grid of energy, literally, because there's energy in the car, there's music, there's sound, there's a motor, there's a vibration, there's everything that it's moving. That's literally a grid. Literally, it will keep attracting itself as long as the road is open. But it isn't like it's a mainframe brain, So I was being led to share with everyone about that the Matrix is breaking down, that there's some of us getting kicked out and thrown out, or some of us are opening the locks, we're picking the locks and we're getting out. So unfortunately, like, it does require losing a lot of things. Like I didn't think that I would lose, I don't want to go backwards, but I think I lose my brother, my job, and my car, all in like a matter of a month. It was like, oh. So it's like I'm starting over. And merging with the 2012 timeline, like I told everybody, there was an opening of a gate. So it's sort of like I'm going back in time. It's like not going back in time, but I'm going back in the timeline, because I'm starting to know there's no time. I just know that we're all just sitting in a space, right? And so I'm returning to the experience of where I was in 2012. But we were watching this video yesterday about like the Hadron Collider and CERN and blah blah blah, and I was thinking, could perhaps CERN might be up to, it sounds weird, trying to figure out how to help us move into another type of a matrix, another type of simulation's a little different. That's where, like, you're getting tampered with all the waves and it's just how they have to keep things going so that people don't understand like what's really going on. But people like me like really figure out what's really going on. But if the whole world knew, it would be mayhem, right? But it was just weird how I was watching this, and they were talking about that there are stars that are bigger than the sun. And they were talking about Betelgeuse. Betelgeuse is about to explode soon. They said 200,000 years from now. But mathematically, 200,000 years from now, light years, you do that's probably like 2 light years, which will be like 5 years to us. So it's like people don't really know how to do the math or channel the information through the divine. You know what I mean? So I'm a really good provider of information because I know how to ask source, what is that? And source through me verbalizes to you guys. Because I know someone who, they talk about their benevolent and their clairvoyant, whatever. But I'm like, well, who's your source of information? They go, me. I'm like, I don't know if you want to be using yourself, because everyone's under possession a couple times a day. It's the truth. Like, if you inhale, like carbon from a car driving past you, there's a spirit in that. You know, if you, like, if a dog, you know, poos, you know, there's spirits, and there's 4D is not just, you know, a dimension. It's a space. It's a matter. It's a zero gravity. It's a 0 point. You know what I mean? So, hey, I got right. Anyways, I'm rambling, but the significance of yesterday was, I think something was trying to come into my timeline and tell me that there's going to be a birthing of a new something in the sky. Like a new solar system, a new planet. Like, we're all going to witness. It's almost like the answers that we are all seeking is actually going to be restarted in our face. But we're going to be observing how it all starts, and we're going to get our answers. Then we'll start seeing how the Galactics and the Anunnaki go in and really, like, either F it up or do it right this time. Because the story is basically the Anunnaki and the 200 fallen angels, like, they all have free choice to do what they want. They all have free choice. Everybody can do what they want. But when those who wanted to help, oh, come on, person. People can't drive in LA, I swear. When they tried to help, they screwed up. Then they tried to make up for their screw up, and they screwed up more. And then us humans at that time, I guess with the powers that they embedded us with, we evolved into consciousness, and we knew how to snap out of it. Wow, the light's interesting. And that's what's happening again. We're all going back from the beginning again. It's a reawakening again. I was also talking to someone the other day. So I see 3 doves in the sky. I wish I could show you guys. I was watching something the other day. Someone's shirt had like a little Fibonacci on it, and I asked them, do you know what that means? Like, no. I'm like, how do people have these things on themselves and don't know what it means? So Fibonacci is actually kind of like what we go through. So to me, I can debunk time, that there is no time, because I didn't make that up. It came out of nowhere. There is no time because it's me being surveillanced again. There we go. Hello. Where you at? There you go. Gosh, because I'm such a bad guy in the spirit. Anyways, I digress. I can debunk time because Fibonacci is spiral up, spiral down, spiral up, spiral down. It's almost like as though when you play a video game and you die and then you go back. Then you learn from the mistake, you dodge the obstacle, you try your hardest, you die, you start over. Or then you get a little further, you do a checkpoint, and then when you die, you start in the checkpoint. So it's kind of like, if you think that's what we're going through, It's not time. It's just relapse, rebirth, death, renewal, all over and over and over and over and over and over and over. And every time that there's a death, rebirth, renewal, technology and images and buildings and structure are being layered on top of it to hide the last relapse, rebirth, recharge. What was the other word I said? Rebirth. Renewal. If you guys understand that. I'm blabbing too much. But anyways, I just want you guys to know that that's where we're at. Is like up and down, up and down. It's like the Fibonacci doesn't know where it's going. Up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. And thanks to politics, Pelosi, I think Pelosi is like the pivotal person who people don't really know this, and the lefties. I'm an indie pindy, so I'm an indie, but interesting. I have 3 miles until I have to get gas. I just saw 3 doves. Where does that keep coming from? 3, huh? So, to cut this short, Pelosi, the money she has, the Clinton Foundation, the Zionists that are Democrats, and some politicians that are hiding in Israel are the ones who are stirring the pot in Iran and Iraq, because they are certain colors and shades of skin that they are pretending to be. They're hiding, and they are instigating, and so that's what's going to make Damascus fall, because you're really going to essentially not be able to tell who's who and who's what and who's doing what. But they're all responsible of this up down Fibonacci, like spiral up, spiral down, spiral up, spiral down, spiral up. So it's not going forward at all. Like, we're kind of stuck in a, I don't know how to say it. It's like if you were to bounce a basketball, that's us. Instead of. So once the solar flash happens, it should collapse the Fibonacci, where then everything can be freed out. Because all that buildup, it has to get released. It's like universal chi energy that needs to be freed immediately. So, anyways, have a great rest of your day, everybody. And thank you for listening to my ranting.